Alright, hello and welcome everybody back to another episode of Heroes A to Z. As always, my name is Conman, and today we are checking out the last of the A's. I think it's the second specialist we've got. We did an Abathur to start off with. Second specialist, it is the Lord of Gluttony, Lord of Sin. I forget exactly what he's the Lord of, but it's Azmodan. He's the big fat tubby that you see on your screen right now. So, Azmodan, he's personally one of my favorite heroes. I like to play him a lot. Picked up the Azmodan skin, which you'll see when we get into the game. He is a hero that really is more so than other heroes defined by the talents that he picks. I mean, he's got his abilities, which we'll talk about shortly. But I think it's really his talents more so than other heroes that kind of defines the play style that you get into. He can be good in a team fight if you go laser build. He can be very good in a split push kind of global, put map pressure on the enemy team as well. Your team is off doing an objective, you're dropping minions up on a uncontested lane, you're in another lane pushing stuff down. So you can generate a lot of experience for your team and do a lot of siege damage. That's usually kind of the way people play it out. Let's take a look at the abilities, and we'll talk about some of the talents just to kind of showcase what I was just discussing. So first off, his Q build, or his Q talent I should say, his ability, whatever the hell it's called, Globe of Annihilation. Shoots a globe of destruction, dealing 360 damage. That's 360 at level 20. It's got, here's what it is. So that's a pretty big AoE that it drops into. But here's the thing with this, it has got a super long range. Look at this. I can hit this keep all the way from here. It does definitely have a travel time. There is a talent to increase the wind-up speed and how fast it gets there. But, like, here I am all the way in the middle of this, down by the boss, basically. And I can still drop dunks, as they say, on Arthas up top. It's really good. One of my favorite abilities. It's so much fun. It's so satisfying. Just as someone's running away, to kind of pinpoint where they're running to. And, you don't need line of sight. You're going to drop this over here. And if Arthas was running away, this would have been probably a kill there. Second ability is Summon Demon Warrior. Demon Warrior marches down the lane, deals 81 damage per second, and lasts for 10 seconds. So we do one of these. It's just going to kind of march where you send it off. I haven't aggroed these mercs, but if I aggro them, he'll sit there and he'll get killed right away because the mercs are stronger than the Demon Warrior. But this is really good if you've got a wave of minions walking down the lane. You throw a Demon Warrior in there. It's just extra stuff. Here's something else to deal with. It'll block skill shots. It's just something else for enemies to worry about, and it can pile on. And it can add up in the middle of a wave of things. Lastly is his E, All Shall Burn. This is a channeled ability, so I walk up and I cast it. This is a laser build. I can move for a slow amount while this is channeling, and this is basically what you would take, or what you would use a lot of if you're going with his laser build. I can take a step back. You'll also notice that the range that you get is longer than it takes to engage. So I need to be kind of here in order to engage, but once I do, I can back off. I can go to here.
Choose a talent.
So it gives you a little bit of leeway. Like if the enemy is running away, you might get a few seconds of this in. The interesting thing about this is this will continue to target enemies, if they stealth. Like let's say Valera, for example. This can be really good against mobile enemies. Tracer, it's great against, that she's hopping on the ground. This is just going to follow her around. Valera, for example, if you get this on Valera, even if she drops her smoke bomb and is invisible, this is going to continue to target her while she's invisible. You'll get a periodic tick of unrevealable coming up while she's in smoke bomb, but you're still going to target her. It's still going to do damage, and if she stays in it, she's either going to get killed or she'll eventually get revealed again as soon as smoke bomb goes away. You can, as enemies are running away, you can drop this on them and you can follow them around. Some of the talents that he takes improves the strength of this. It improves the speed at which he can walk. I don't know what his range on his auto attack is, but it seems to be fairly large as well. Another thing about Azmodan, he's got a pretty large health pool. I mean, look at this. This is a level 21. This is untalented or anything like that. It's over 6,000 health. Like, he is very beefy for a specialist. Like, he can take some punishment, and he's a big body. So you got to keep that in mind when you're playing him. He is slow. He doesn't have any movement abilities until level 20 when he can take Bolt of the Storm. He can't really get away. If you get caught behind enemy lines, you're definitely relying on that health to stay alive. You just can't jump out of the way. And finally, we're going to get his trait. I'm going to refresh the forts for this. We get to his trait, which is General of Hell. Summon a Demon Lieutenant on an allied mercenary or minion or one of a summon. Lieutenant will march toward, granting 15% increased damage and increased max health to all nearby friendly units. Not heroes, but mercs, but to minions, but to your summons. Unlimited range, global ability. So I'm going to pop this out right here. You see my demon comes out. You see all my minions here are kind of on fire. They're now doing more damage. They're now stronger. That'll last for a second or so after it gets killed. This is a global ability. You can cast it while you're mounted. You can cast it while running away. On a 3-lane map, you can be in the bottom lane. Your team can be in the middle lane contesting an objective, and you can drop this up in the top lane, and it's just going to continue to push. Something to keep in mind. This doesn't soak experience, so if the enemy minions kill minions, you don't get experience, but if this gets the last kill on something, you will get the experience. So, something to keep in mind. It's definitely, this is where some of Azmodan's split push ability comes in, and why he can be so strong on very large maps, and why teams who don't know how to counter him tend to get pushed around a lot by Azmodan. We'll take a peek at some of the alts here, and then we'll go into why. We'll take the level 1 talents and why, kind of way you can kind of spec him out. First off, we have Demonic Invasion. Drop a number of enemy demons in a target area. So as you see, rain a small army of demonic grunts down enemies. It deals a bunch of damage per impact, and then they deal damage per hit. And they've got actually a pretty strong health pool for themselves. You can drop this on. You go like that. You see the health going down straight away. Like they're going to tear down this tower, pretty quickly. So, and these things don't have a timer. They'll just go. They'll go until I'm pretty sure they'll just go until they die. If you recast it and there's any alive, they do go away. There actually was a patch to change that. So I guess previously, if you still had grunts that were alive and you cast it again, they would just keep going. I've never seen a grunt stay alive for 100 seconds, but hey, what do I know? It's just keep that in mind. If you do have anything that's still alive and you recast it, that grunt will go away. So that's Demonic Invasion. Let's refresh here, and we'll just go into. We're gonna take Blackpool. Blackpool basically creates a pool that empowers Azmodan and his demons, any minions, any mercenaries. Increases their basic attack and ability damage, and pools last for 5 seconds. So you've got a pretty wide range that you can cast this in. You can, you can self-cast it on yourself. While you're here, you do bonus damage. So let's self-cast this, and you see, I'll get all that bonus damage from my All Shall Burn. And as soon as it goes away, it drops back down. Now, one of the big things Azmodan is you drop this on yourself, and then you can go over here, and hit the Globe of Annihilation. Extra bonus damage. Look at that. There we go. He can pretty much clear a wave using this and his globe. He can clear a wave basically one shot. I don't know if I'll be able to do it at 20 without talents. But see, just like that, it damn near took them out right away. If you take any of the level 1 talents, you'll be clearing minion waves in one shot. So he can, clear waves. Great for pushing or counter pushing. If you have a wave of minions, let's drop it on the minions, and we'll take a look at what they do. So if we drop this on the minions are now doing bonus damage. They're doing increased damage. This is great if you've got like a wave of stuff coming up, pushing a tower, pushing a fort, pushing whatever. They'll do pretty well. So with that being said, before we dive into a game, let's take a look at just the level 1 talents and how they can kind of be spec'd out and where they drive Azmodan as they play. So you have 2 globe talents at level 1. You have Taste for Blood, Sieging Wrath. So Taste for Blood, kill any minions and heroes within 1.5 seconds of being hit by a globe. This, you get bonus damage. So if you kill a minion within that time frame, you get 2 bonus damage on the globe. Kill a hero, you get 10 bonus damage on the globe. This is a maximum bonus damage of 500. This is a pretty, no lie, this is a pretty significant number. Should you be able to stack it up all the way? I mean, that's pretty big, especially, when you stack that with, Blackpool. That's a lot of damage. I mean, that's some heroes that are just half their health pool right there. That being said, this is very difficult to build up in an uncoordinated game. Like in a quick match, you're not going to do this. What you really need, you need to get the killing blow, or the killing blow needs to happen shortly thereafter. So you need to be, roaming around in the early game, picking off minion waves. Your team needs to be weakening minions and not killing them. You're in a quick match, you're almost guaranteed never to be able to stack this up to an appreciable amount until way later in the game, when it kind of loses some of its luster. Maybe in Team League, it might be better if you've got a coordinated team that's going to run with you. Hero League's kind of hit and miss depending on your MMR, so it's tough. This can be very powerful, but very untenable to get stacked up to its full potential, so I normally don't take it, especially at the level that I'm at. I normally go, when I go glow build or push build, is Sieging Wrath. Sieging Wrath is much easier. You have to hit 25 heroes. I mean, just straight away, that's pretty easy to do. Arthas is going to die before this hits him. Nope, there it goes. Okay, you heard the ding. So I got some bonus damage. What this does is I get bonus damage by 4 up to 100. So I get 100 bonus damage when I cap it out just for hitting heroes. I get an additional 100 bonus damage for completing it, and my range is increased by 33%. Now again, look at the range on this. Imagine another 33%, which is going to be like around here. That's just super long range. I could literally, depending on the map, sit in one lane and be shooting globes in another lane. I mean, it's crazy. With the habit of people to go kind of push that mid lane in the beginning of a match and kind of skirmish off, you can get a lot of stacks on this pretty quickly. It's not been uncommon for me to get 7 or 8 or 9 stacks of Sieging Wrath straight off the bat, like by the 4-minute mark, just from being in that initial mid lane. This counts, if you're playing against Rexar, Misha counts as a hero, so you can get stacks off that. Nova's Decoy gets stacks off that. I've definitely dropped this on Nova's Decoy just to get a stack. Samaro, all of his clones, they all count as a hero. So if he's out there and you drop this on the 3 of them, there's 3 stacks right there, 3 for 1, pretty great. So it's useful. And then, so that's the glow build. That's the start of the glow build, I should say. And then the last one is the start of the laser build. And this is more of a team fight oriented build. You're going to be within the team a little bit more because you're going to be doing more damage straight away. This decreases the cost of channeling the laser, and it's going to increase your range. So if I go like this, let's drop this on here. You see that marker will slowly increase. So now once I get the channel off, I mean, I'm way over here, and I'm still hitting it. This is, I can move into range of, I'll show you. Let's go over here. I can move into range of this fort, or this keep, and then back off. And I'm still in range. And it can't hit me now. I'm out of range of this keep. I am still doing damage to it. So this can be useful if your team is pushed in and you have the numbers advantage here. You can channel this on keeps and take them down very quickly. It's very difficult, especially when you get a talent to increase the move speed from 40% to 80% while channeling. You can kind of follow enemies around while doing this. It's good. It's good in that regard. It does put you in danger where you can't really cast anything else, but that's also another thing to consider. So that being said, let's take a look. Let's get into a game, see what we get. We seem to be getting Hanamura all the time. Hanamura might be very good for Azmodan. People seem to forget the lanes when the payloads are pushing. So I if we get Hanamura, I may have the opportunity to push lanes pretty heavily. Let's take a look. There is Azmodan. Look at that. I love the Azmodan skin. This is pretty much a meme made into his skin, and it's fantastic. it's just too good. I bought this one outright when it came out. Hopefully if you're playing Azmodan, you'll be fortunate enough to get it. So let's see what we've got. We've got Gul'dan, we've got Genji, we've got Alarak. I think that's Thrall. I think that's a Thrall skin. So we don't have any heals, it looked like. No heals. Lots of damage. Lots of damage. This is Infernal Shrine, 3-lane map. Okay. They have a stealthy. They have a couple of specialists themselves. So this is a game where there'll be a lot of deaths, I think. I think a lot of people on both sides are going to be getting killed. I'm going to go... So, I'm going to go the glow build, I think. I think it'll work well to annoy Sergeant Hammer. I would consider going laser build against Nova. I don't like taking the laser against Genji. His reflect will just shoot damage back in my face, or in the face of whoever's near him. I'm going to go the glow build. I can reveal Nova. You know, if Hammer's sieged up, I can drop a whole chunk of damage on her and, you know, force her to relocate or think twice. You know, going glow build will also counter Sylvanas pushes. So I think that's the rate I'm going to go. I'm going to go Sieging Wrath first. And we'll see where it takes us. I don't know if I'm going to get as strong of a push as I would have liked with the 2 specialists on the enemy team. But it gives you an idea of what my mindset is to start. So here we go. Take Sieging Wrath. And we're going to head off to the mid lane, like I mentioned. Hopefully the enemy team is there, and we can get some kills early. We have a lot of damage between the chunk of us. Gul'dan can do some consistent damage. Alarak has got a lot of poke, and if they get in his range, he can do damage. Thrall can do some damage. So we have a lot of damage. Hopefully, you know, with me dunking on people, we'll be able to translate that damage into some kills. So what I'll do is, when our minions go, I'm going to drop my General of Hell up on whatever lane I think is not, you know, has nobody there. See, just like that. I'm going to miss that globe, unfortunately. There we go. That's an early kill for us. Alright, drop that in there, let that push for a little bit. Now Sylvanas is going bottom right away, as you see. Thrall looks like he's going down. They're going to go down and take care of Sylvanas. So I saw Sergeant Hammer siege up. So we're just going to go like this and drop some stuff on her head. Top lane is got Nova. We'll drop that up here. She doesn't have a whole lot of wave clear. Now, here's one of the weaknesses of Azmodan, I should say. When he starts off, he's very mana dependent. You know, the Demon Warrior has got a lot of mana that takes. Globe takes a bunch of mana. I'm going to tap the whale here just to get mana. I'm going to see if you're still there. You are. Thanks for the stack. Now this is okay. I'm doing okay. We're just going to soak up experience. We're going to pop this up here anyway. Maybe I'll get this one. Did get a stack there, so that's good.
Go forth. Activate the shrine. Slay its guardians. The Punisher will serve the burning hell.
I'm gonna peek out. Nobody started that yet.
Choose a talent.
We're gonna take level 4 talent, where my Demon Warriors do cost less mana, do a little bit more damage. All right, so now it's been activated. So I'm waiting. What I'm waiting for is the enemy team to drop in there, so I can throw some dunks on them, get some stacks, cause some damage, kind of just like this. Maybe get some kills on the mobs as well. I do have to stand back. Here we go. Here we're going to dunk on Hammer. Now once I get this stacked up, there's 9. Once I get this stacked up and I get Blackpool, I mean, I'm just going to be doing a ton of damage.
Double kill. Triple kill.
There we go. There's a dunk on Sergeant Hammer, and I get a kill out of it, so that's pretty solid. We're going to drop a Demon Warrior in there. So we should get this. I'm going to use my globe just to weaken these minions up once more. We're going to polish this off. Hopefully. There we go. Unfortunately, he died, but
Bound a frozen Punisher to
there's
our
a stack.
service.
Now I'm gonna hang out up here.
Yes.
Our team doing well. Nova goes down. Drop this on some minions, get some kills, get some experience. Now you see my experience already is higher than most of the rest of my team.
Choose a talent.
Interesting choice at level 7. I am going to go Infernal Globe, which is going to increase the missile speed, kind of like that. It's going to make it easier to stack up, make it easier to hit
Our Punisher
my
has
globes
been
once I get
slain.
Blackpool. There are ways to go. You could go Bound Minion, which is kind of like a promote. My friend is looking for me to play. I'll probably hit him up after this game.
Watch this fancy footwork.
Here's another stack. There we go.
Control.
There's another stack. Thanks very much. Now I'm at 15 stacks. I'm going to try to sneak in and grab this globe, which I do.
Shall stop me.
Oh, do need to back off a little bit. So now it's 3v1. I can do some damage. Maybe I get 2 stacks on that. Got 1 stack. That's okay. 9 more stacks to go. So I see Hammer up top. So Nova's there. There's 2 stacks on that. Now, I've been pushing the general up in the top lane the entire time. The top lane has been largely unmolested. There's a stack, does some damage on Nova. So therefore, that's the lane I want to push, because nobody's really there to kind of counter it. I'm dropping my minion, my demon warrior when I can. There we go. Notice Nova keeps coming up from this area over here.
Power gathers within the shrine. It will be made to serve us.
Alright, so the shrine is up in the top lane now. Alarak is still bottom. He's going to head up. I'm going to drop this here.
Activate the shrine quickly. The Punisher awaits.
I do need to go join my team, which I think I will do, although we are close to 10. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. So now we get 10 before they do. I think it was worth to delay.
No one shall stop me.
I'm going to head up. So what you'll see here, we're going to drop Blackpool and then do a chunk of damage to the enemy team. Right there. I mean, that's just crazy damage right away. Pop that over there.
Enemy slaves.
One more stack. And I've still got one more, or 2 more I should say, before I can completely get the full stack and get the extra damage and range. Alright. Bang! Kill on Nova, who was just sitting there in stealth. Completely didn't know I was getting it. And I got my stack filled up. So now, the quest is complete. I'm going to get basically 200 bonus damage now that it's completed. Notice I got a lot of minions here. We're going to drop the general. This is just going to keep pushing. Those minions are probably going to push this down. I mean, they're just on their way. Oop, I got silenced. Not so good. Get dunked on. And get lasered. There we go. Now, problem is I'm out of mana. I gotta back off. I'm also almost out of health. There we go.
Mayhem. Come forth, Punisher.
So there we go. That tower, that fort on the bottom went down. Nobody is there. 800 damage for that. I mean, it's just so good. It's just crazy damage. And you're dead. Good job, Alarak. So that's going to go down. I'm going to pop that here just to delay those mercs a little bit. Oh, you guys are going to get... Nope, you lived and missed my dunk. Grab the globe, good job. I am relatively low on mana.
Heaven's forces have slain our Punisher.
Nope. I'm gonna back off. I have no health. Or I should say no mana, which means I'm in trouble. We'll drop a general there, still chug along. Oh, let's see. Ah! Tried to get in the way to block that. So that was a triple tap on our Genji. I was trying to get in there and kind of take it in the face for him so he wouldn't get killed. Just didn't get there in time. I think I might have also body blocked him a little bit, unfortunately. There we go. Big chunk of damage. Take a big chunk of minions out. There we go. Good job, Alarak, with the counter strike. That's a big pickup.
I have brought you glory. Revel in it.
I mean, I'm gonna hit hammer way over there. Boom. Like that's the look at the range on that. I'm in the middle of the middle lane, and I can hit hammer all the way from up here. That is why that is such a powerful ability once it gets stacked up. It's also why I like taking the. Oop.
Is it the shoes? Let's see. Yes.
Genji's probably gonna get that. Yep.
Double kill. We should enlist the aid of these mercenaries. You know what to do. Slay the Guardians. Unleash
Got the globe.
pressure.
All right.
Go now.
I'm gonna hang out here. So I know hammer is somewhere around this area.
Enemy slain. Untouchable.
I'm not gonna get this Anova before she stealths. Nope. I wanted to drop the laser on her, but that's gonna reveal her.
Choose the talent.
All right, we need to take out Sergeant Hammer in a second. And that should do it.
Brutalize them. So you do have your uses.
Jeez, I missed the globe. That's too bad.
Summon the mortal Punisher. Yes.
Yep. Well, Dan is. Oh, what am I getting hit by? Hit by Nova. Gotta watch out for that. Nova's roaming around here somewhere. I know she's here. I don't see her. Get dunked. Get dunked. I don't think that's actually her. She's gonna get dunked on. There we go.
No! Our Punisher has been slaughtered!
Nope. So that almost killed her. Nice, good job, team. We're gonna take this out. Oop. Missed the. There we go.
Hero of the stars.
Here is a camp for us. Someone's about to get killed. Oh, that's unfortunate. Didn't get there in time. It's okay though. Here we are, continuing to push. Now we've got mercs with us. This is just... wait till I go. I'm going to drop this right here. 900 damage. Mercs are going to push extra hard. I am low on mana, however. I'm going to run over and grab this.
A shrine gathers power. Claim it in my name.
Dunked on Nova. Goodbye.
The grasp extends beyond this mortal coil. Taking this into activate it now.
Missed Genji. If I used the black pool there, it probably would have done it. I'm gonna let Hammer engage on that, and I will dunk on her. Yep, there we go. Mistimed that because I didn't get my black pool off, but that's okay. Genji cleaned up, did get killed.
This is my core.
Alright. I don't know where the team is. Team is all dead, so it's just me. Okay. So that's what's going on. I want to be careful. I'm going to back off. I mean, you can have fun with that. You can... They're going to get this. And I'm going to get killed. Okay, so that's my fault. That is clearly my fault. I stuck around far too long there.
Our enemy has destroyed a fort. Our enemy has summoned a frozen Punisher!
Punisher is going. I will be up in 27 seconds. But we've got, notice, even though the levels are even, we've got a huge structure advantage. Alarak's probably going to get killed. Oof. He just made it. Okay. Again, I forgot to cast Blackpool first, or I think I tried to and just mistimed the self-cast key. Whoop. Boom. There we go. Good job.
I must leave, and I blame this failure upon you.
I don't know if we're going to get anybody. Nope. It's okay.
Find these mercenaries into our service.
I'm okay with capturing this bruiser camp. What I will do is drop another general up here.
An expected outcome.
I didn't need to drop the Blackpool there. Gul'dan had that well in hand. A little overzealous.
Do not fail me.
Here we go. Now we're pushing hard top, which there's 2 of them that are there that are pushing. They do clear it out, but that just means that they're not here in the meantime. That's up in a minute. That's up in 2 minutes. This is up in 2 minutes. So the only one that's left is this. And there that goes. Okay, that's what I thought. Little hit hammer. Little hit. Oh man, 4 of them. Fantastic. Thank you guys.
Ready. A shrine gathers power. You will take it for me. Here's the hot zone.
That's no good.
Loose the Punisher, heroes.
They're all gonna get killed.
Foes apart.
Now we're in trouble. This is where things kind of go downhill.
God moves for days. Here's the hot zone. I require a breather. What? One of our forts has fallen? The angels have taken what is mine! An arcane Punisher comes for us! Check out these moves.
So I'm sorry about that. Actually, real life happens in the middle of the game. My landlord came and just decided to come collect rent. So I had to go answer the door. My apologies. This may be where the game ends.
Our core is under attack. Their Punisher lies broken at our feet. Here's the hot zone. Our keep has fallen. What are you doing? Here's the hot zone. The enemy is attacking our
And I'm gonna die. Yep.
Fear not, mortal. Evil always finds a way. I want to see.
So that's probably gonna be game. That's unfortunate. I thought we were in good shape. And then it all kind of fell apart. So let's talk about what happened there. We had an advantage in structures. We had an advantage in experience. We had basically we had the advantage for a while, and then as the other team leveled up, we just couldn't keep up with them with the kills. I'm not sure if that was close. I'm gonna vote for myself because screw those guys. You know, I'm not sure if we just got ourselves picked off and you know, and engaged in the wrong spot. I didn't think Nova was all that great. I don't know. Maybe you know, she didn't harass me all that much. But maybe I could be wrong. We'll check out the stats in a second. Once this loads up, take a peek at the stats real fast. Yeah, so this right there, I think, if anything else, this shows the power of Azmodan, especially in a map like like that, where you've got 3 lanes and you can kind of push, across the board. Most siege damage on the team by far, most hero damage because you get the dunks on people, XP contribution, I mean, yeah, almost over double than what the Alarak did. Not that Alarak is expected to rack up a lot of the XP. Nova, yeah, I guess Nova did well. Couldn't quite deal with her. We did a very squishy team, and as I said, there was a lot of deaths, 29 to 33, unfortunately. They caught up at the very end, and really just kind of pushed us too far. And that's, the disadvantage to this kind of build with Azmodan is once you drop your dunk, once you drop that globe, you drop your black pool, you drop your dunk, hopefully you hit a bunch of enemy team members and chunk off their damage, and then that's kind of it. You need to hope your team can follow up and has the position and the damage and the mobility to follow up. You could get close and laser them, but laser them isn't talented, so it's a dangerous proposition to do that. So it's tough. With a build like this, you really need to hope that you outpush the team early. You need to hope that your team can follow up on the damage that you do, chase them away, and maybe you can, get some stragglers to dunk on them at the very end. It's unfortunate that, we just didn't pull it off this time. It happens. It certainly happens. Let's take a look at the talents. I'll show you what I picked and why I picked them. Sieging Wrath. Okay, talked about this in the try mode. Stack that up relatively quickly. So, every time you hit a hero, you do extra damage up to 100. After you complete it, you hit 25 heroes, 33% longer range. You saw the range in action on that. An additional 200 damage. I think at the end, we were level 22 or something. This was chunking them off for almost 1,000 HP, which is a pretty significant amount. And it's an AoE, so if you can hit them all, that's a lot of damage, as it was showing. Level 4, Army of Hell. Increase Demon Warriors damage by 20% and reduces their mana cost. So I took this one. I like to throw out the Demon Warrior in the middle of stacks just to kind of harass people, just to be an extra thing they need to think about. And in doing so, it costs a lot of mana. So having that talent there to reduce the mana, to me, it's important. I think the alternatives, since I'm not going to go laser build, I suppose I could have gone Sin's Grasp, which does extra damage to the enemy. I'm not... that could be useful. I mean, that's more of a team fight build. Maybe I could have been suited to do that. I'm not sure. I don't know if it would have worked out. I kind of kept my distance, so I wouldn't have been able to cast Sin's Grasp a whole lot. Hellish Hirelings doubles the effects of General Hell on mercenaries. That could have been good. We did pick up some mercs. Not sure. I'm happy with what I chose here. I was strapped for mana most of the game. Level 7, Infernal Globe. Decrease, I should say, the cast time and its missile speed. So this is where you get all your dunks off, basically, right here. So, those long-range things, it speeds up the cast and the travel time significantly. Lets you land those, those dunks on people that are running away. It's kind of a big deal. Alternatively, level 7, Bound Minion. You can, essentially, it decreases the non-heroic damage that a minion will take in a lane by 75% and increases the damage they do to non-heroic targets by 100%. It's kind of like a promote for a minion. Could have been useful here. Certainly could have. I think our minions were pushing pretty hard, so it would have taken down some structures pretty quickly, added some extra map pressure. I personally am okay with what I did here. I think this worked out. I think this is better off in the late game, just because it makes you easier. It makes it easier to hit those globes. Level 10, Blackpool. No doubt about this. Want to increase the increase the damage. I failed a couple of times. Just a mechanical fail on my part to self-cast Blackpool and get a globe off, which probably could have resulted in another 3 or 4 kills. Instead of hitting Alt R, I think I hit Windows key R, or I don't know what the hell I was hitting in R. Essentially, I just screwed up. If I had the Blackpool and powered globe on some of those dunks, I probably would have gotten an extra couple of kills, which may or may not have made a difference as the game went on. So that's a failing on my part and something you want to keep in mind. Level 13, Hedonism. This reduces the globe by 30%. Again, just reduce mana, something like that. It's possible to take Hellforged Armor, Demon Warriors, deal damage to nearby enemies. I don't think it's worth it overall. I like this one better. Just, less mana, it keeps you in the game more. 16, Battleborn. Globe of Annihilation hits an enemy. Demon Warrior is summoned at the impact point. speaks for itself. You drop a dunk, you get a demon warrior there. There's, not only do they take damage, but there's something else that's in their face. So, something to consider. And at 20, fifth circle, Blackpool makes the basic attacks and abilities slow enemies, attack speed and movement speed by 40% for 3 seconds. We didn't get too much of this. Unfortunately, it's kind of an endgame talent. More or less, since I'm going to use this primarily to dunk on stuff, anybody I dunk on is going to have their attack and movement speed slowed. I don't think attack speed mattered too much with this group. The movement speed might have made a difference. Maybe attack speed would have counted with Sergeant Hammer, so that could have been useful. The alternative at level 20 is to take Bolt of the Storm. I could have used that to get away at one point when I stuck around too long, so there's something to consider. Overall, there's Azmodan. That, finishes off the A's. I do apologize for that that break in the middle where I had to go run off and pay my rent. How about that? Damn real life always getting in the way. At any rate, hope you enjoyed it. As always, I will post the build up on Heroes Hearth. Feel free to leave me any comments. Let me know what you think. Tell me, you want to pay my rent for me. That's great too. I don't have to worry about this. Anyway, next episode we're going to be into the bees. I think it's Brightwing. I think Brightwing is where we're going. Yep, Brightwing and then Butcher, just 2 bees, so we get another support. I like Brightwing a lot, as you can see by the heart. So we'll check it out. Once again, my name is Conman, and thanks for watching.